Back road ministry, the world I'm in. Kicking it in your ear. Yo, Mr. Mark the Live Direct coming at you this beautiful Saturday morning, headed to work. But all in all, feeling good today. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about our favorite subject, rigged and scripted sports. I haven't really done a number on Dez Bryant, this mysterious injury Dez gets right after being traded to the New Orleans Saints. But mysterious nonetheless. Right before they play the Cowboys, Dez tears his ACL, so-called. I don't think it happened. I think, they just wanted to sit Dez out for the rest of the year. Or Dez got mad about something. Who knows? Maybe Dez got mad, didn't agree with the script, and didn't want to be a part of it till next season. So, was he wrong if he did take that stance? No. I mean, all in all, if you do want to be a champion, you're not going to sign on for this season because at the end of the day, they're going to do it for Tom. They're going to feed you to Tom Brady so Tom Brady can win his 6th title. That's pretty much where we're headed with this. So, I wouldn't be a fan of coming back this season. I mean, the New Orleans Saints, they got them kind of pegged to get to the conference championship, and I would put money on them to get to the conference championship and win the South, but I would not put money on Drew Brees to beat the Rams. I think they want the Rams nice and plump, nice and juicy, a stuffed turkey with all the trimmings so they can feed them to Tom. Remember, we just had the mysterious fires in California a few days after the Super Bowl. And like I said, a few days after the World Series. And like I said, everything has pretty much been leading up to this LA-Boston, the rehashing of the rivalry. This has been 2 years in the making. So they're trying to get the LA-Boston thing going. My question is only in basketball. How are they going to get this thing going? Right now, basketball is sucking. Nobody's really watching. They're trying anything to get people interested in the NBA right now. It's not really working. LeBron went to the Lakers, and nobody really gives a damn. So they got to do something to get people attracted back to basketball. They tried to have a fight. That didn't work. People care less about the fight. That didn't make viewers tune in. So right now, basketball is really hurting. It's really, really hurting. So a lot, like I said, had really been kind of placed around this LA-Boston rivalry series. So we saw LA-Boston in baseball. We'll see LA-Boston in football with the Rams versus the Patriots. Patriots winning that. And then we'll see LA-Boston in basketball. Now, a lot of people saying, well, how is that possible? The way the West is. They're not going to shit on LeBron. I mean, LeBron has already been forced to pretty much sell out for the last couple of years. Possibility he takes LA and somehow they script it in where LA wins the NBA Finals. Who knows? Maybe they have a bad basketball or a bad football and baseball rivalry, but win the basketball. Who knows? But I'm still going to keep it. Even if you got Golden State, you still got that Cali. You still got the West Coast, East Coast, with your major cities now battling. So I don't think they're gonna, remove Boston from the equation in basketball. That's just my thought, but I have more clarification after I do the numbers. Now, doing the numbers in sports is becoming an easier thing. Don't just look at numerology for the day and think you got it, because you can look at numerology for the day and basically get numbers for teams, and you might see that those teams in the game or the big game. But that doesn't mean that particular team is going to win. Remember, 2 teams can share the same numerology numbers. So, for instance, in the Super Bowl, the way you kind of know that it's kind of headed towards Los Angeles and the Patriots is that the day of the Super Bowl is a day with 37 numerology. And both Los Angeles and New England have that 37 numerology. Be it in the Patriots, being in the Rams, being in any way, they have that 37 numerology, which brings them together. The other big part of this ritual is the 13. And we talk about 41 being the 13th prime number. You remember in the college championship game, number 13 comes out when Georgia is up 13 points and he leads Alabama miraculously back to the championship. This year, Saban has a chance of getting 7 titles. Saban has a big chance to get that 7 title, or they could get that 4th loss. Remember, 7 is a very powerful number inside that national championship. That's why I would kind of, if you're gonna bet, go both ways. Just, bet on both teams, because you don't know which way that's gonna go. But 13 is a big number. 41 is a 13 prime number. Tom Brady just so happens mysteriously to be 41 this year. And here's the big piece. When you do your football, always go to the head-to-head references for teams and get those numbers. Get those numbers. Because those numbers, have a lot to do with how the outcome would be. So, scary thing about that Super Bowl is that right now, the Rams and the Patriots are 5-7. Now, there's, that Super Bowl day is not a date with 58 numerology or 67 numerology. It's not a part of the numerology. That's kind of what makes it kind of strange. That's the only strange sign I see, because we could have something historically that has never happened before in the Super Bowl. Remember, now we had it happen earlier this season with the tie. Historically, for the first time, we had a tie early on in the season. It never happened before. Could it ever happen in the Super Bowl? That's one thing to put on the table, to add that to our table. Just like I say, most of this is opinion. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but just add that to the table of strange things that might take place in the Super Bowl. But Los Angeles and the New England Patriots do not meet this year. Not that I know of. They do not meet this year. And the only time they will meet is at the Super Bowl. And strangely enough, that meeting will be the 13th time these two teams play. That will be the 13th. You go to the head-to-head reference. Right now, they're sitting at 12. And when they play the next time, it will be the 13th time that these two teams play. And we know that 41 is the 13th prime number. Tom Brady holds that 41. And he will be there for the 13th time these teams meet. I'm like, it's just the way that they write it up. So, if you follow the script, you'll see how they script it out. You think it's a mystery that it's back in Atlanta? Remember, we got these things where, he's playing against a team that's at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Do your numbers on the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You'll know why he's playing at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But Los Angeles, good chance they're going to be fed to the Boston New England Patriots. And you can see for the first time in a long time a team hold all 3 titles this year, be it baseball, football, and basketball. You see it for the first time, making Boston the biggest sports city in America. We could see it. So get ready, because once again, they're going to do it for Tom. Mr. Moxley, peace and hair grease. And one more thing before we close. Le'Veon Bell is a good chance we'll see him this upcoming next Sunday on the 18th. And we said the 18th for our lookout day for Le'Veon Bell's return. By the numbers, we just had a Jacksonville Jaguar player pass away at age 38. Le'Veon Bell returns against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not a mystery. Returns to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Might be something else in there. Maybe Le'Veon, that might be his next stopping spot. Jacksonville will have a title soon, and maybe that might be his next stopping spot. Mr. Moxley, peace and hair grease.